Hey guys, would you buy a smartphone under $100? Well, this is the UHANS A6 smartphone and it currently retails for $85. So let's check it out. So first and foremost, this packaging is very plain and simple. That's just what I'd expect. And I'd also like to mention to keep expectations low when reviewing cheap tablets or checking them out, or smartphones in this matter. So everything is located on the back, all the specs. So it's dual SIM, an MTK6580 processor, 5.5-inch IPS display, so it's HD, so 1280 by 720p. The dimensions, a huge 4150 milliamp hour battery, so it is 10.5 millimeters. That's going to be a little thick. 2 gigs of RAM, 16 gigs of internal storage, a rear 8 megapixel camera, and the front is 2 megapixels. A fingerprint sensor, Android 7.0, but unfortunately it only has 3G or 2G. So yeah, let's go ahead and open this up. Now that's going to be a killer. Sorry, I had to pause there for a second because I thought like someone, this was already a used one or something, but no, it does come installed with the case, so that's pretty convenient. And yeah, like I said before, it's going to be thick, so let me take this out for a second. Yeah, and this is a soft shell. It's kind of like textured, so I don't know if maybe you can get a better grip. The back here, wow, this looks pretty nice. This feels pretty nice. It's like a textured back. It's almost like sandpaper, so kind of helps with the better grip, I'm assuming. So the back is a 4150 milliamp hour battery, pretty big. You gotta take this plastic off. There's a dual SIM and there's a micro SD card slot. So the smartphone's turning on for the first time. Let's see what else you get in here. Oh, you get this wall outlet that doesn't work in America. You have 2 wipes, so that's nice if you want to clean out the dirt or whatever it is. Micro USB cable to recharge the phone, and a quick user guide. There's also a hard screen protector. On the top of the phone is a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. On the sides you have a volume rocker and a power button. Underneath is the speaker grills and a micro USB port. So this kind of looks familiar. It kind of looks similar to the Galaxy S7. And then there's nothing else on the side. The back is the camera, flashlight. I think this ring might be a fingerprint sensor. And then the UHANS logo in the back. On the front is the screen itself and a front megapixel camera. You got the speaker grill on top here. And then you got physical buttons down here. I kind of like it when it does have physical buttons. Now, of course, this thing is going to feel thick and heavy because it has a beefy battery inside, but that's something I don't mind, actually. And this is a pretty decent display. For a phablet, you know, I would prefer a 1080p screen, but the one nice thing about 720p is that it doesn't require as much power as a 1080p screen would. Alright, so for storage, there's 5 gigs used out of 16, so it is running Android 7.0. And then there's not much bloatware in here, so that's another good thing. So it's really just a system, and there's nothing else on here. So I got some stuff installed here, and I tried the Antutu benchmark out. I'll put the spec sheet here on the side. So it gets a score of around 24,500. Pretty low score. The Antutu benchmark says that game performance is mid-level, and yeah, there's some other stuff here. And it's middle end, it'll satisfy your daily use. So, I mean, so far, that was kind of a score I was expecting. I'm kind of disappointed that this has a Mali 400 MP GPU. Yeah, Mali 400 MP is just pretty low. But, like I said before, with a low resolution, things will be a little better than probably what we expect. Oh, and one cool feature is that you can use split screen by opening multitask and then dragging something to the top and then having something down here. So I think that's really cool, that you can have 2 things open at once that easily. Now with 2 gigs of RAM, well really technically speaking 1.5, you'll probably notice a little more stuttering and lag. Let's take a look at a news. And I was checking out the browser and I haven't really noticed many problems at all. You know, things were pretty smooth when you zoom in and out. And then video playing, when there's a video on the screen, then you can see a little more of a slowdown, but not by too much. So surprisingly it works pretty well, especially with this, you know, dual screen or split screen. So I don't see much of a problem. I see a little bit of a lag right there when I'm trying to move up and down the App Store, and to close one, you can just do it like that. On Geekbench, it got a pretty low score too. I mean, 418 was a single score. The multi-score was 1191. So in comparison to the other devices, yeah, that for an LG Nexus 5, that's only half of the performance on single core, and then multi-core is pretty down low there too. But again, for browsing, when I was browsing the web, I really didn't notice any problems. And I did watch a video too, so yeah, oh, there is a clear alt button. I didn't notice that. Another feature I just like on this tablet is that there's a fingerprint scanner on the back, so you just hold it and it unlocks. It's nice that they include one on here.
What's the best tablet I've ever used for under $150? In terms of performance for games, I would have to go with the RCA Viking 2.
Okay, so the speaker is actually pretty good on this. It only comes through one grill, the other one is just there for the look, I guess. But yeah, it's fairly loud. I wish it was up front, but I think that's asking for too much. At least it's not on the back like the GeoTel that I made a video on a few days ago. And the screen also gets fairly bright. I'm not sure how good this is in daylight or sunlight. Looks like it's not too great. But yeah, it's pretty decent, I'd say. First game here is Smash It. This is a free game you can check out. It's just like if you want to just sit back and chill, listen to music. This is a pretty nice game. And so far it's handling things pretty well. I do want to apologize though that I won't be able to test out the calling and texting because I don't have my SIM ready yet, just like in the other video. So I do want to apologize about that in advance, but I really want to get it fixed. I honestly don't know what's going on with my SIM, and it's pretty frustrating to deal with. So yeah, no problems whatsoever with this game. The next game we're trying out here is Subway Surfers. This game seems to be doing a good job, surprisingly. I'm guessing though, as the game keeps going for like 5 or 10 minutes straight, not 10 minutes, but that's pretty long. But yeah, if you keep going for a few minutes, it's probably gonna lag a little more. Yeah, it's probably gonna lag a little more because the game tends to get faster. And I noticed that in the GeoTel that I used a few days ago. But so far, it's handling everything pretty well. That's one thing for sure. I haven't noticed much lag at all. This next game we have here is Sonic Dash. Another free game, but this is a lot more graphic demanding. And wow, I'm actually surprised. This is handling it pretty well. We're gonna go ahead and try out the camera. It was not anything too impressive, but decent. So it came out decently. A little darker from what I expected. There's not much exposure, but this has been the first look at the UHANS A6 Phablet. For $5 more, you can get the GeoTel Note 4G that has 3 gigs of RAM, and it's pretty much the same. There's actually some differences between the two. I mean, of course, this is thinner, less battery, and yeah. Do you guys want to see a comparison? Let me know. And yeah, again, I'm really sorry I wasn't able to test this out too thoroughly in this video overview, review, however you want to put it, because like I said, my SIM's not working. But yeah, I hope I can get it to work eventually. But yeah, it is what it is. So far, I like it for what it is. And yeah, unfortunately, it's only 3G though, so that's the downside. But yeah, give this video a thumbs up if you found this helpful, and subscribe for more.